Okay, well, welcome everybody. My name is Tanya Chappell. This is our Strength and Focus yoga class. I call it Strength and Focus because we are going to be working on strengthening our body by holding some of the poses for a little longer than maybe you might normally want to, creating challenge in the body so that we can use our breath to quiet the body's stress response that we're feeling from holding the poses. So having said that, if there's anything that I do that you don't like, that you don't want to do, or that hurts you, please don't do it. You're welcome to move at your own pace. You're always welcome to go into child's pose at any time or whatever your favorite pose is. And just notice that, if you have any kind of joint pain, you don't want to continue. But if you have muscles that are just kind of shaking a little bit and challenged, that's what we're looking for. So we are going to start with a little bit of a breath work, some pranayama. I like to do the Ujjayi breath, which is a 3-part breath. And we're breathing in and out the nose through the entire class. So we're trying to focus on keeping the mouth closed. Nice energizing inhales through the nose. And the exhales are twice as long as the inhales because that calms the body's heart rate, lowers the sympathetic nervous system responses, and quiets stress in the body. So we are going to go ahead and begin. You can either be laying down or seated. And if you're seated, we just want to make sure that we are stacking the spine so that you have a nice long line down the spine. So you're going to pull the shoulders over the hips and the ears, over the shoulders, lift the chest, tuck the chin, close the eyes. And first we're just going to start noticing the breath. We're not going to try and change the breath at all. We're just noticing the coolness of the breath on the inhale through the nose. It's warmed by your body on the exhale, out the nose. Noticing where the breath is originating in the body. Maybe it's in the upper chest or the low belly. We're going to start bringing that breath to first originate in the low belly by filling the low belly full of air like a balloon. And then bringing it into the mid-belly, all the way into the upper chest, pausing, and then exhale, upper chest, mid-belly, low belly. Blow all the air out, and then pause again to notice how it feels to have no air, and then begin a new breath, filling that low belly all the way up like a balloon, into the mid-belly, all the way into the upper chest. Pause again to notice, and then exhale, upper chest, mid-belly, and low belly, going all the air out. And then pause. And continue with your 3-part breathing, but now we're going to start bringing sound to the breath by constricting the back of the throat and making the ocean sound, or like you're fogging a mirror. So now you have deep 3-part ocean breaths in and out the nose. Every exhale is working to be longer than the last. Continue. You're noticing the sounds around you. You're not trying to block anything out. You're not trying to stop yourself from thinking. It is the mind's job to think. It's your job to use your willpower to direct the mind mind's thought to the breath. Noticing the coolness of the breath on the inhale. Feeling that ocean breath vibrating in the back of the throat and resonating down into the chest. By placing your energy on that breath, it allows the mind to clear, allowing you to tap into your deeper, more intuitive self. The word yoga means union, and that is the union of the mind, the body, and the spirit. And the most powerful tool we have to access that is the breath. Simply by focusing our awareness on the breath, giving your mind something to focus on, it allows all the chatter to clear from the mind, calming the body's sympathetic nervous system and quieting your body's stress response. Every inhale energizing, every exhale lengthened, twice as long as your inhale, to relax the body and the mind. Every time you notice that your mind has wandered, just acknowledge that it has and gently redirect the focus right back to the breath and breathe a louder and deeper ocean breath to captivate the mind's attention. Never trying to block out or struggle with the mind. It's just a consistent acknowledgement of its chatter and a redirection back to the breath. Each time you do that, you're creating resilience in the body and you're carving deeper neural pathways of focus, just like muscle memory. guys for coming, and for anybody that's online, thank you. My name is Tanya, and we're going to get started. So we'll just start with a little bit of warm-up, but a couple of things that I want to remind you guys is that every time your palms are in the mat, I want you to press away like you're arching in between the shoulder blades so that you're protracting and getting out of the wrists and out of the shoulders. Also, this is not going to show anybody in the class, so if you feel more comfortable out there, it's totally up to you. Okay. So nobody is live but me. All right. So the other thing I want to remind you guys is using your core, pull that belly button into the spine, tuck the rib cage, clench the perineum muscle like you're doing a Kegel exercise. That's going to create a nice strong core so that when we're doing our standing balance poses or any of the poses throughout the class, that strong core is going to help protect your back, and it's also going to keep you balanced. So we're going to go ahead and start with a little bit of warm-up. So we'll bring the palms to rest beside us, and then take the right hand to the sky, reach high out of the shoulder, lean over to the left, ground in the right sit bone, and grow this right arm longer. 3 deep breaths into the right rib cage. And remember, we're breathing in and out of the nose through the entire class. And then the right hand comes down, left hand goes up and over, ground and grow, and breathe. 3 breaths here. Every exhale is lengthening the pose. Left hand comes down, right hand comes up and over, ground and grow, and breathe. And the last time, right hand down, left hand up and over. Really ground that sit bone and grow this left arm long. Get into the left rib cage. And then bringing the hands to the knees, chest comes forward, circle over the left knee, arch to the back wall, and over the right knee. Continuing to use nice long deep breaths in and out of the nose. A couple of times this way, and then we'll go the opposite way. Next time you come to your center, just go the opposite way a few times. And one more time. All right, let's stack the spine. We're going to go ahead and come into tabletop. Now, I've been struggling with my knee, and so there are some things that I might have to modify myself. I did get an MRI, and they think it might be a fracture, so that really sucks. But that might just mean a few months of taking it easy on it. No volleyball. Maybe. Shh. All right, here we go. So we're going to take our palms into the mat. We're going to do a couple of cat and cows. Protract in the shoulders, arch the back, tuck the crown, tuck the tailbone, and then reverse it. Lift the crown, lift the tailbone. A couple of times, back and forth. Use that breath in and out of the nose. And then coming into tabletop, take the right leg out long, come onto the ball of the right foot. Nice little stretch in the calf. And then align the leg with the spine. You're welcome to stay here or ground into the right hand. Take the left arm right up next to the ear. So pull the belly button into the spine for stability. Your arm, spine, and leg are all in alignment. You're pressing the heel to the back wall. Engage that right kneecap so that that right leg is as straight as you can get it. Remembering to not hold the breath. You got nice long deep breaths in and out of the nose. And then bend the right leg, reach back and touch the foot or reach towards the foot. And coming back to pointer. And bend and touch. And pointer. You got 3 more of these. You can tap down anytime you want. You don't have to bend and touch. And you could keep both palms on the mat. So make sure you modify the class to fit your needs. Lowering on that side, we're going to take the left leg out long for a little calf stretch. Push the heel to the back wall. Pull the belly button into the spine. Align that leg with the spine. Kick the heel to the back wall to really straighten that leg. Very good. Ground into the left hand. Right position. Pull the belly button into the spine to help hold you steady in the pose. Get as long and as straight as you can, and then check in with your breath. Make sure you are not holding the breath. Holding the breath just creates more stress in the body. If you have a nice long exhale out the nose, it calms the heart rate. Bend and touch, and pointer. Pause to perfect your pointer. And then again, bend and touch. 3 more, or take a break if you would like. Make sure you move at your own pace. And last one. And then lowering the hand and the knee. We're going to tuck the toes, lift the knees off the mat, and place your entire torso on your lap. And then slowly straighten the legs. Bend the knees, pedal the feet to start loosening up in the back of the body. Sinking down deeper each time into the chest, into the armpits. And then slowly lowering the heels towards the mat, coming into your fullest down dog. And breathe. We're going to take the right foot, ground it into the mat, and take your left foot, wall right up the wall, and reach it for the sky. Now you can stay in regular down dog. This is one-legged down dog. You don't have to do this. If you would like, bend that left knee, reach the toes for the floor behind you in a twisted down dog, and then come down to a hover plank. If this is too much for you, come down to tabletop. When you're in hover plank, if you would like, take that left knee to the right elbow in a twisted plank, and then back to one-legged down dog, twisted down dog, hover plank, knee to elbow. Now I'm going to show you the modification. You would just be here in down dog, and you can go to plank and tabletop if you don't want to do the twisted down dog. So we've got 2 more of these, and then we'll move to the other side. And then stepping back to down dog, let's all go to child's pose. So drop to the knees, press back to child's pose. Maybe circle the wrist and loosen up the fluid in the wrist. So remember, you got to check your ego at the door. You're not going to be able to do everything that everybody else does. You don't know how long they've been practicing. Modify the poses to fit your needs. Coming back to tabletop, tuck the toes, back to down dog. Sink down to your fullest down dog. So you're sinking the heels down, sinking the chest down, and tilting the tailbones up. And breathe. We're grounding into the left foot, taking the right foot to a one-legged down dog, twisted down dog, hover plank, right foot, left elbow. And again, one-legged down dog, twisted down dog, hover plank, knee to elbow. You have 3 more, or take a break, or modify it. Just do down dog, plank, tabletop. Long, deep breaths in and out of the nose. Don't hold that breath. That might have been 5. I forgot to count. But I got this last one, and then we'll step back again. Down dog, perfect your down dog. Sink down deeper into the heels and the chest and lift the tailbone. And then again, drop into the knees, press back to child's pose. Circling the wrists. Every time you come back to child's pose, you could keep your toes tucked under to get a nice stretch down in the back of the feet. a wide-legged child pose by bringing the knees out wide on the mat and then coming down to child's pose. So modify it however you would like. And then back to tabletop. Tuck the toes, back to down dog. And come into your deepest down dog again. Ground to the right foot, left foot, one-legged down dog. Twisted, down dog. Hover plank. This time, we're going to step through with the left foot into a long lunge. You've got the knee stacked right over the ankle, and you have this right heel is pressed to the back wall so that that right leg is as straight as you can get it. You're welcome to stay here, or take the right hand, ground it into the mat, left hand draws a line up the wall, reaching for the sky. Shining the chest to the side wall. Align the shoulders by pulling that left shoulder behind you, stacking your shoulder alignment. Stay here, or take this left hand, draw a line down the wall behind you, and wrap it around the back, looking out over the left shoulder. Breathe. Nice, long, deep breaths in and out of the nose. Don't hold the breath, and protract away in that shoulder so that you're not sinking into the wrist. Release the hand, bring it to the mat, and then drop the right knee down to the mat. Grip the mat with your feet, pull the belly button into the spine, reach behind you, and then sweeping the arms up to the sky, pull the shoulder blades down the back. Belly button pulled into the spine, hamstrings and quads all help hold you steady in this pose. Gripping the mat with your feet kind of gives you a little bit of a tripod effect for extra balance. So stay right here if you would like, or steeple the fingers and reach for the back of the room. Gaze forward unless you want to challenge your balance. Then you can walk the gaze up the ceiling. And breathe. Slow down those exhales to slow down your heart rate. Hands come down to the mat, straighten that left leg, ground the head to the knee. And then again, bend the left knee, grip the mat, engage your core, sweep the arms behind you, and up, pull the shoulder blades down the back, staying here if you would like, or steepling the fingers and reaching for the back of the room. Nice deep stretch in that right hip flexor. So I can tell you, I could not use a thin mat to do this. I have a very thick mat, but something that you could do is just roll it up if this bothers your knees. So if the knees are having trouble, there's also pads in the back of the room. So let's go ahead and bring the hands to the mat, come back to that runner's lunge, step back to plank. From here, if you know chaturanga and you want to lower chaturanga, go ahead. You can also lower knees, chest, chin. And then from here, pull the elbows in, shoulders come away from the ears, lift the chest into cobra. Lift the chin to the sky. Act like you're trying to stretch that mat forward. Stay in cobra, and I'm going to show you the alternative. If you want to crank it up a little bit, you're going to lower chaturanga. Elbows stay in. You hover, and then push up dog. And drop to the knees, back to child's pose. 3 nice long deep breaths here. And then coming back to tabletop, tuck the toes, back to down dog. Sink down to your deepest down dog before we move to the other side. So we're going to ground the left foot in, right foot reaching for the sky, bend the knee, twisted down dog. Hover plank, step through with the right foot, long lunge. Stack the knee right over the ankle, press the left heel to the back wall. Get the left leg as straight as you can get it. Ground into the left hand, right hand to the sky. Stack the shoulder alignment, shining the chest to the side wall. Protract away in that left shoulder so that you're getting out of the wrist. It's kind of like you're trying to keep the mat from floating up off of the floor. Draw a line down the wall with the right hand, wrap it around the back, look out over the right shoulder. And breathe. Let's have 3 nice long deep breaths in and out of the nose here. Unwinding, take the right hand to the mat and drop the left knee down. Engage the core, grip the mat with your feet, sweeping the arms behind you up to the sky. Bend that right knee and sink down into the left hip flexor. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Steeple the fingers, reach for the back of the room. Deep hip flexor opener. Breathe, nice long deep breaths. Hands come down to the mat, straighten the right leg. Crowning the head to the knee, couple of deep breaths here. And again, bend the knee, grip the mat, reach behind you, engage the core, sweep your arms up. Staple the fingers, reach for the back of the room. Breathe. Hands come down to the mat. Come back to your runner's lunge. Step back to plank. Lower your joints, knees, chest, chin, or full chaturanga. Press up dog or cobra. Lift the chin to the sky. Get a nice stretch down in front of the mat. Get out of the shoulders so you're not sinking into those shoulders. Push away. Press back to down dog. Sink down to your deepest down dog and breathe. Ground into the right foot, left foot to the sky, bend the knee, twist it down dog. Hover plank. Step through with the left foot. Swivel the right heel down. And take the right hand, draw a line along the floor, up the wall, windmill around to warrior 2. And check out your alignment. You're going to be square to the side of the mat, so the hips and the shoulders and chest are square to the side of the mat. That left knee is right over the ankle. Your left heel is in alignment with the right arch. Arms are in a T and shoulders pull down the back. Check out your breath. And see if you can slow your heart rate with 4 Ujjayi ocean breaths. Engage that ocean breath in the back of the throat because it helps calm the heart rate. Lowering or slowing down that exhale also slows down the heart rate. So we're teaching the body who's in control of stress here. Two more nice long deep breaths. Every exhale can sink you a little deeper. Take the right hand, wrap it around the back. Left hand to the sky, and then shining the chest to the side wall, and grow this right arm longer. Bend the left knee a little bit more to get deeper into the obliques. And again, breathe. 3 nice long deep breaths in and out of the nose. And then coming back to your warrior 2, we're going to move into triangle. So straighten that left leg. You may choose to shorten your stance because I get real long. I like to kind of walk my foot in a little bit for triangle. Totally up to you. Coming back into a T, we're going to reach for the front of the room as far as you can. Try and get the torso parallel first to the floor, and then windmill the arms around. The right fingertips reaching for the sky. This left hand is rested beside the leg. If you need support, you can support yourself. If you want to challenge yourself, release it and just have it resting there. And you're actively reaching with the right fingertips for the sky at the same time that the crown of the head's actively reaching for the front of the room, and so that helps to hold you a little more buoyant in the pose. Stay right here if you would like, or take the right hand again, wrap it around the back, and look out over the right shoulder. Check out your breath. 3 nice long deep breaths here. Release the right hand. Take it towards the front of the mat, onto the floor. Ground into that right hand, and then take the left hand to the sky in a revolved triangle. And breathe. And then bring the left hand down to the mat. Point the toes towards the hands, walking them under the chest. Your hips are going to stay right over your heels, and you're going to walk the hands out so that you're sinking down into the armpits. Sink down into the chest and tilt the tailbone up to the sky. And breathe. This is a wide-legged down dog. Walk the hands back to the center, under the chest. Take your right hand under the forehead. Left hand to the sky. Stack your shoulder alignment. So the more the hand is up further under the forehead, the more you can get your back flat. Flat back, tabletop tie back. And then reverse it. Left hand comes down. Right hand goes up. Bringing the right hand back down. Pull the heels into the body and bend the knees. Left hand, left knee, right hand, right knee. You're coming into squat. Tuck your tailbone under. Pull your shoulders over your hips. Lift the chest. Hands come to prayer. Sink down to your edge at your center squat. Bend the right knee, lunge to the right. Hands come into the air. And then come back to center. Find that edge. And press away to a left lunge. Bring the hands up in the air. You can stay in you can stay in prayer with the hands if you want. But bringing the hands up into the air gets the heart rate up. And then the chin, lift the chest. And then drop to the knees, child's pose. And breathe. Let's have 4 nice long deep breaths here. And then into tabletop, tuck the toes. Into down dog. Drop down with the knees. Sink the chest deeper to the mat and lift the tailbone. We're going to move to the other side, so we're grounding into the left foot. Right foot, one-legged down dog. Twisted down dog. Hover plank. Step through with the right foot and swivel the left heel down. The left hand draws a line up the wall. Warrior 2. And again, let's check out our alignment. Right heel aligns with that left arch. Hips are square to the side of the mat. Shoulders pull down the spine. Gazing out over the right fingers. Let's have 4 deep, long Ujjayi ocean breaths. Every exhale, getting you a little deeper into the pose. Or maybe softening the pose. Softening the stress in the body. Lower the heart rate with a very long exhale out the nose. Strong, calm warrior. Left hand wraps around the back. Right hand to the sky. And then to the wall behind you. Bend that right knee. Grow this right arm longer and breathe. So this pose naturally makes me want to hold my breath, which makes it perfect to practice not holding the breath. Even if it's little sips of air in and out of the nose. Use your willpower to lengthen the exhales here. Right forearm to the right knee, left hand to the sky, then to the wall in front. Rotate the left shoulder behind you. Grow this left arm longer. Bend the left knee more. Nice stretch all the way down into the obliques. And breathe. Pull this left shoulder away from the floor. Rotate it behind you. So that you've got the shoulders stacked in alignment. It's right up next to the ear. And then again, pressing back to your warrior 2, we're going to straighten that right leg. Adjust your stance if you need to. And then moving into triangle, we're reaching for the front of the room. Get the torso almost parallel to the floor before rotating the hands around. Reach with your left fingertips. Right hand can rest on a block or on a leg if you need the support. Otherwise, to continue to strengthen the back and the body, just rest the right hand next to the leg. Stay here, or take this, it was the right hand that's on the leg, sorry, you know that. Take the left hand, draw a line down the wall, wrap it around the back, and look out over that left shoulder. And breathe. Nice, long, deep breaths. Release the left hand. Start bringing it towards the front of the mat, onto the floor. Ground in with the left hand. And then take the right hand to the sky in your revolved triangle. Let's have 4 nice, long, deep Ujjayi ocean breaths. And then the right hand comes down. Walk the hands into the center under the chest, pointing the toes at the hands. Leave your hips right over the ankles, and then just walk the hands out and sink down into the armpits. Sink down into the chest, tilt the tailbone to the sky. And breathe. Walking the hands back to the center, under the chest, flat back. Left hand comes up, one hand movement under the forehead, and then the right hand to the sky. Protracting that left shoulder so you're not sinking into the wrist or the shoulder. Crown of the head is not on the floor, it's reaching for the front of the room, helping keep that back straight. And then reverse it, right hand comes down, left hand goes up. And then the left hand comes down. Again, we're going to pull the heels into the body and bend the knees. Left hand, left knee, right knee. Come into squat. Tuck the tailbone under, pull the shoulders over the hips. And then sink down to your edge. Bending the right knee, lunge to the right, hands come in the air. And then coming back to center, find that edge again. You don't have to hang out there long, so go deep. And then left lunge. Use your breath, take your time to move at your pace. Nice long deep breaths in and out of the nose. Increasing your edge each time, increasing your range of motion by sinking as deep as you can go and then pressing away. Let's do one more each side. So the class is only an hour long now with the changes because of COVID. And not an hour and 15 minutes.
And it's not at 11, which is what I thought.
I know, that's what I thought it was too, the other day. All right, coming down. Let's go ahead and come back to your warrior stance. And then windmill the hands to the mat, runner's lunge. Step back to plank, lower chaturanga, press up dog. And back to the knees, back to child's pose. Slow down that heart rate by elongating your exhale. Make that exhale twice as long as your inhale. And then coming back to tabletop, tuck the toes, press back to down dog. Sink down for a moment into your dog. Sinking the heels in the chest deep as you tilt the tailbone up. Look to the front of the mat, bend the knees. Hop or step to the front of the mat, come into a forward fold. The chest is reaching for the knees. Hands are on the mat or on the legs. Tilt the tailbone to the sky. Reach behind you if you would like, and clasp the fingers and press them to the sky for a shoulder opener. Or just leave them on your sacrum. You don't have to press them up high. Bend your knees, allow your torso to fully be supported on your lap. And again, tilt the tailbone to the sky and find a little bit deeper stretch into your sciatic nerve area. Release the hands and sweep them along the floor, up the wall, to the sky, and sit back in chair pose. You should be able to see your toes. Pull the belly button into the spine, help hold you steady. Sitting back in chair pose. Your toes want to lift off the mat, have them grip the mat. Check out your arms. Try to get them right up next to the ears and lift the chest. It's a hard pose. Nothing fun about it. Breathe. If you can't control your breath in this pose, you can control your breath when the guy behind you honks, right? 4 Notice your heart rate. Let's have 4 3-part Ujjayi, ocean breaths to bring the heart rate back down. Notice the heart rate. So, do you notice how you can bring that heart rate down just by lengthening that exhale? Remembering how to do that on the mat makes it so much easier to do it off the mat. Okay, so we're going to come into mountain pose. That is everything's working. You're gripping the mat with your feet. Let's come to the front of the mat. Grip the mat with your feet. Lift your chest, engage your hamstrings and your quads. Pull the shoulder blades down the back. So it doesn't look like you're doing anything, but everything is working. And then we are going to ground into the right foot and bend the left knee. You're fully supporting yourself on that right leg. Lift that left knee. Bend the right knee slightly. Hinge forward slowly. Step back. Find your edge. If you need to set your hand down, that's fine. Sweep your hands behind you and then up to the sky. Bend that right knee. So we're coming into crescent pose here. You want to try and stack the shoulders over the hips. We want that left leg as straight as it can be. Nice, generous bend in the right knee so that you get a nice stretch up the front of that hip flexor. Your hands are reaching for the sky, but you're pulling the shoulder blades down the back. Stay right here unless you want the shoulder opener. Then you can steeple the fingers and reach them to the back of the room. Keep your gaze forward unless you want to challenge your balance. And then release the hands. Let's bring them back to the mat. Runner's lunge. Step back to plank. Lower chaturanga. And press up dog. And then back to down dog. Bend the knees, step or hop to the front of the mat. Reverse swan dive. Skip in the chair pose. Hands come back to the chest. We're going to move to the other side. So this time, we're grounding into the left foot. Bend that right knee. Square the hips off to each other. Ground fully into that left leg. Lift that right knee. And bend the left knee slightly. Hinge forward. Step back. Find your footing. My feet are slipping today. Reach behind you and up to the sky. Bend that left knee more. Pull the shoulders over your hips. Push that right heel to the back wall to straighten that right leg. Stay right here or steeple the fingers. Reach for the back of the room. Beautiful opener in the right hip flexor. Breathe. And then bring your hands to the mat. Runner's lunge to plank to chaturanga and up dog. And down dog. Bend the knees. Step or hop. Forward fold. Reverse swan dive. Hands come into prayer again. We're going to do tree pose. And then we're going to slow it down. Come back down to the mat. Do a pigeon pose. And then our final shavasana, corpse pose. All right, so with tree pose, if you would like to practice against the wall, that's helpful in the beginning. Start with your mountain pose. Kickstand that left heel onto the right ankle. Square the hips off to each other. So this is tree, and you can stay right here. If you want to progress further, sole of the foot comes to the calf or above the knee, but not into the knee. If you can get it into the thigh, it feels like cheating counterbalance. I'm pushing the heel into the thigh and the thigh into the heel. Here too, you can feel that counterbalance. If you want to progress even further, a little bit more of a challenge, you would take the right foot out. This is a good one to practice up against the wall for sure. But again, you can find that counterbalance as you start to lose your balance. You can push with your toes, pull with your hands. And then whenever you're ready, you're just going to shake that out a little bit. And we'll move to the other side. Your hands can stay in prayer, or you can be up and expansive, wherever you want to go with them. So let's start again from mountain pose. Kickstand the right heel. Square your hips off to each other. Engage that core, hamstrings and quads. Very important here to hold you steady in the pose. Find a focus on something that's not moving. And take your time to work yourself into the pose. Again, as I mentioned, I like to start off holding the wall first when I'm trying this, advanced pose if you haven't done it before, because then you don't have to worry about balance, and then eventually just take the hand off the wall. And when you're ready, just shake it all out. Very nice. Good job. Yeah, one side's different than the other for sure. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and we'll do a swan dive to get to the mat. Reaching up high, we're going to hinge forward with a flat back. Lead with the heart. Bring the hands down to the mat. Forward fold. Bend the knees. Step or hop to plank. And from here, you're going to bend the left knee. Place it right behind the left hand. And then drop to the right knee. And use your toes to walk the right leg out long behind you. This pose is not for everybody. She's doing the reclined pigeon. That's what you do when your knees are too tight for this. That helps quite a bit. If you're comfortable, you can lower the chest. And I'm going to demonstrate the reclined pigeon. We've all seen it probably back in the PE days at gym. But if you have trouble with that pigeon that way, you're just going to cross the ankle over the knee, reach to the thigh, use this left elbow to push the knee away as you pull the thigh towards you. So this is going to get the same stretch in the back of the leg. You're just not getting the hip flexor stretch at the same time. But I can tell you that the other side is very difficult for me. So sometimes I'm way over here on my thigh, which is fine. And then I slowly try to pull that right hip down because you want to square the hips to the front of the mat. Let's go ahead and move to the other side. So pressing the palms into the mat, come onto the ball of the right foot and press back to plank. And then bend that right knee, drop the left knee down, and walk that left leg out long behind you. This side doesn't do it for me. I can't do it on this side. So I will do reclined pigeon again on this side. You got to pay attention to your body. Different day, different story. All right, and let's go ahead and press the palms into the mat. Roll over to your thighs, swing your leg around. Bend the knees. We're going to start rolling back onto our back. Use your core to lower one vertebrae at a time. If you want to strengthen your core, attend any of our Pilates classes. They're really good about teaching you about using your core. And let's bring the arms out into a T and the knees in tabletop for a hip sway before we move into Shavasana. Engage that core. Press the palms into the mat. Lower the knees to the left side. Look out over the right shoulder. If this is too intense, move the knees down further towards the feet so it's not as intense. And breathe. much anymore. Although he did give me my MRI reading today. All right, let's move into tabletop and go to the other side. Lower the knees. Ground that left shoulder into the mat. Look out over the left shoulder. The right hand can press deeper onto the knees. And breathe. I would like to stay here all day, but we've only got a few more minutes, so let's come back to tabletop. Lower the feet to the mat, lengthen the legs out long, bring the arms down to rest beside you, either up or down, whatever's comfortable for you. Walk the shoulders away from the ears and maybe walk the hips or the legs away from the hips a little. Rock the head side to side a couple of times until you find your natural center. Close the eyes and let's start moving back into your three-part Ujjayi breath. Filling the low belly like a balloon full of air. Bring it into the mid-belly, all the way into the upper chest. Pausing, noticing. Exhale, upper chest, mid-belly, low belly, going all the air out. Pausing again to notice how it feels to have no air. And begin a new breath. Engage the ocean breath in the back of the throat. Loud ocean breath resonating all the way down into the chest to help calm the body's sympathetic nervous system. It also gives the mind something to focus on, keeping it from having that chattering, wandering mind. Nothing wrong with the mind thinking. There's a time and a place for all of that. But if you don't carve out time to quiet the mind, then it's very difficult to hold concentration. It builds anxiety in the body. Simply by quieting the mind and practicing quieting the mind, you're able to hold focus longer. You're lowering stress in the body, lowering cortisol in the body, increasing concentration and memory with nostril breathing. It's only when we practice it can we recall it when we need it. Just like with anything, it doesn't necessarily come natural, but the more you practice, the longer you'll be able to hold that focus. And the easier it will be for you to relax behind the stress of the chattering mind, calm your body, calm your sympathetic nervous system, so that you can tap into your deeper intuitive thoughts that hold a higher vibration. I find solutions to problems just tend to bubble up out of this place. It's not that I'm not thinking, it's just that I'm having thoughts that are higher thoughts, higher vibration. Simply by raising your own vibration, you will raise the vibration of anybody that comes around you. We have like a 6-foot force field around us. People hard time with, you know, there's so many instructors that have so many things. Yeah, it's tough for everybody. I know, I feel so bad for them having to constantly change the schedule because some instructors in the program. Bye. Hey, Marcy. I'm so glad. Bye.